I'll prove to you that God will speak to you in dreams. It's in the word. Go to Job 33. King James. Go to Job 33 and around the 14th verse. Somebody say, God is speaking to me. Watch this. It says, for God speaks once, yea, twice, yet man does what? Perceiveth it not. How does he do it? Look what he says. In a dream, in a vision of the night, when deep sleep falleth upon men, in slumbering upon what? The bed. Watch this. He says, then he opens the ears of men and sealeth their instruction. Now watch this piece right here. He says that he may withdraw man from his purpose, and hide pride from man. Stop right there. Somebody say, so God will speak. Go to verse 18. Go to verse 18. I like verse 18 because it said, he keepeth back his soul from the pit and his life from perishing by the sword. He said, God speak once, yea, twice. Yet man perceiveth it not. You know what you start saying? I shouldn't have ate late. And then you have a dream and it's so phenomenal, it's so unbelievable, you wake up, you forget it because you don't write it down. Because you treat your dreams like it's spam. You just delete it without reading it. Because this got to be junk. You can recognize everybody else's voice but God. And God said, I'll visit you while you were asleep, because while you was up, you wouldn't even talk to me. So I had to wait till I had you in a position where you could hear. Because you won't pray. You won't pray, you won't read your word, but you keep saying he's speaking. So I got to catch you when you finally get quiet. I got to catch you when you can finally hear. And then I'll show you something that's so awesome, you don't even believe it. You say you do, but you quit talking about it. You say you do, you quit fighting for it. You have one time that you failed, so you stopped. John C. Maxwell wrote a book called Failing Forward, that you never actually fail, that failing is actually a movement towards what you're believing for. Are you hearing what I'm saying? He showed how 3.8 people fail. How people fail 3.8 times in business endeavors. Everybody that you see successful, he showed that basically they fail 3.8 times. 3 to 4 times before they get it right. I want you to fall down forward and lay straight on the ground. He may not be totally forward. He still have a piece in where he was, but he also touching where he going. Now, if he would actually move your legs up under you and get on your knees and get up. He started here. And once he dusts himself off, he still move forward. If he falls again and he gets up again, come on, talk to me. If he falls again and he gets back up again, stop letting failure be a reason for you to give up. Touch your neighbor and say, you failing forward. That's why you can't listen to outside people. I'm not going to be able to finish. You can't listen because they'll tell you because it didn't work that it's over. You got to turn back to them while you're on the ground and say, I'm just getting started.
I'm still moving forward.
So I didn't get this piece of property, but I'm still moving towards what he said. I gotta go. And so when you have a God-ordained dream, it will never line up with tradition. Are you here? The other thing is when God speaks to you in a dream, whenever God speaks to you in a dream and it's really from God, touch your neighbor, say it's going to be doubled. Come on, say it's going to be double. This is the litmus test to see if it's really from God. It's going to be double. Y'all ain't going to hear me. Somebody say it's going to be double. So you see, when Joseph, he starts telling his family about the dream, he has these dreams about wheat being taller than the other sheaf or the other wheat. And that was in representing that he would be greater and they would bow down to him. But his second dream, he started talking about 11 stars in the moon and how they made out and they observed or they bowed down to him. And so yet they were two dreams with the same theme, but they were different. So this is why he was able, when he went to Pharaoh, to tell Pharaoh that, oh my God, I got somebody. He tells Pharaoh in Genesis 4:32, he says that the dream was doubled unto him twice. And because of that, it said, it is because the thing is established by God and God will shortly bring it to pass. Let me try it again. Put it up again. Put up Genesis 41 and 32. Look, watch this. Watch this. Somebody say double, double. Anybody has a reoccurring dream? Somebody say it's established. It says, and for that the dream was doubled unto Pharaoh twice. It is because the thing is established by God and God will shortly bring it. Somebody could have shouted right there. He said, because you don't have it more than once. The word, this is what I like. I told y'all years ago, when you see the word thing, you need to study it real good. Because there's a Hebrew word, this Hebrew word for thing here is dabar. And the word dabar here literally means word or promise. And so it says, and for the dream was doubled unto Pharaoh twice. It is because the word is established by God. And God will shortly bring it to pass. Okay, and for that dream was doubled unto Pharaoh twice. It is because the promise is established by God, and God will what? Shortly bring it to pass. Here's the problem. If you don't believe it, you'll never see it, even though it's already done. Now, if you're going to see what God has told you come to pass, are you here? You got to survive. Point number 2, those who've been assigned to kill you. Here's a short sign, my brother, that God spoke it. Because the people closest to you will try to kill you. Now, I'm not talking about physically, but they will try to kill you with their words and their negativity. I always say when they throw you in the pit represents a preacher in training. Most people say they called to preach till some trouble come. Most people say God told them and he showed them in a dream until there's some adversity. But there is not one word that God has ever spoken that that a person wasn't tried because of the word's sake. If God really told you and you start speaking it, look for the assassins. And sometimes they'll be in your own house. And sometimes they'll be at the Thanksgiving dinner table. And sometimes they'll be, y'all ain't gonna help me, at the Sunday family gathering. And sometimes they'll be the person that you worked with in the cubicle and you went to lunch with for 20 years. And sometimes it'll be your husband, it'll be your wife. I know you don't want to hear that. You don't want to, because it's no way. But I'm trying to tell you, when you see opposition coming from the folk that should love you through the process, that's how you know it's from God.